Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Hodge here, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of kill confirmed. Um, I am sorry the audio is so quiet. There had some issues. What I did is I turned the audio down when I was talking on Skype the other day, and I forgot to turn it back up, and so now I have like this weird hiss. And so I'm going to work on that. I'm going to fix it. So I'm probably turn the volume down. You might not even be able to hear much except for shooting noises to kind of limit the hissing because it was just really bad. So it's just because my volume's too low. I'll fix it. I promise. Don't hate me. Okay, so today I want to answer a question. I was asked, what is my favorite game of all time, and I wanted to talk about that a little bit. My favorite game of all time. I had to think long and hard about this. I wasn't exactly sure exactly what my favorite game was, and I think I landed on it after much deliberation. Honestly, I think 100% it is The Legend of Zelda: The Ocarina of Time for the N64, and I'm going to tell you why. I grew up playing video games. My dad was into games when I was a kid, and so some of my earlier gaming memories are being like 6 years old and waking up in the middle of the night, which I rarely did, but waking up in the middle of the night and freaking out because my TV was on. The reason my TV was on is because my dad was playing Link to the Past on my Super Nintendo in my room as a kid, and so I remember that being like my family. That's what my dad was like. So gaming was like a natural progression for me. So I started playing games. I actually didn't like Link to the Past as a kid, to be honest. I didn't like it at all. The first Zelda game that I really got into was Ocarina of Time, and just the storytelling that happened in that game, to be such an old game and to be kind of the new guy on the block, as far as like, that was big for that game. Just the way it told stories, the way it looked, was big, and this is the first time I remember being moved by a game, and I think I just don't know that I've had anything capture the way that game kind of made me feel as a kid. I mean, I remember getting to like the last boss. I remember getting to Ganon in Ocarina of Time, and just being floored at such a awesome boss battle, and just that was even possible, that was a thing, that it looked like that, was just so cool to me. So Ocarina for sure, and I've liked every iteration. I played it on the 64 growing up. When I got a GameCube, I ended up getting like the Master Quest disc, and I liked that. Though it was hard. The puzzles were hard, and I admittedly did not finish it, but I enjoyed it. Um, and then I got it on my 3DS, and I think honestly, for me, like, I know there's something to be said for nostalgia and like playing the old console, but for me, the 3DS version is the end all be all of Ocarina of Time. I think it looks the best, obviously. It handles the best. And the few problems that I had with Ocarina are fixed via the 3DS version, and so that's definitely up there, my favorite game of all time. Now, running a very, very close second is Final Fantasy VIII. I know a lot of people say 7. I did not play Final Fantasy 7. I will admit that. You can hate me if you want. Start the flame war in the comments. But I didn't like it. I tried to play 7 after I played 8. I think that's my problem. Because 8 was another one of those games that just moved me. More than Ocarina did, but in a different way. Like, it was different. So Ocarina was the first. Like, I feel like as uncomfortable as this is about to sound. Ocarina was my first experience of that kind of game, and it really, like, it's not the best. Storytelling wise, I really do think Final Fantasy VIII is a better storytelling experience, but you just don't forget your first experience where you're like moved by a game. So that's why Ocarina is so high up there. But 8, man, Final Fantasy VIII was the first game that I was just like, I was so enthralled with every character in that game, and I was so into their stories. And by the way, guys, I figured out the lightning strikes. Thank you for pointing that out in the comments. I was so just wrapped up in everything that the characters were doing. I was so wrapped up in the music. I was so wrapped up in the cutscenes. Oh my God, the cutscenes in that game just like rocked my frickin' face off. And so that game was definitely up there. Guys, look at this retardedness that I'm doing. Okay, so I killed him with the dragon, that thing, and like I don't know how to fly this thing. I'm just just flying around. There's got to be a way to like climb, right? Surely there is, but I couldn't figure it out. Maybe there's not. Somebody will yell at me in the comments. But anyway, so I got that, which is the first time I've ever gotten that sort of thing. Oh, never mind. I'm an idiot. I see it right there. It is right there. Q and E, attack, descend and ascend. Okay, so never mind. Don't flame me. I'm sure you already have, but apologize now because I figured it out. I'm sorry. I was so wrapped up in like targeting and trying to shoot things. I didn't see any of that. What was I talking about? Final Fantasy VIII was the first time I was like, I wouldn't say in love with a gaming character, like a character in a game. I wouldn't say it's the first time, or there'd been more. But I think like the love story of Final Fantasy VIII, like in my childhood, was like that was my like girly obsession. If that makes sense. Does that make sense? That sounds weird. I'm just digging myself further in here, aren't I? But no, like girls get excited about love stories, and guys typically don't. We typically want action and violence and blood and gore and Final Fantasy VIII. Like I was really wrapped into like the grandeur of it all. I think. The scenes stick out in my mind. Like the first time that Squall meets. Oh my God, what is that girl's name? The girl in Final Fantasy. I don't remember because I always renamed characters in games at that time in my life. But her, the first time they meet in the ballroom scene where they're dancing. I don't know. There's just like that game kind of solidified like game romances and made it okay. Like the first game where I was like, it's okay to like a love story. And so I think that deserves some honorable mentions as far as favorite games ever. Yeah, I think what other games are like high up there on my list? I think the first BioShock is pretty high up there on my list. Because I didn't play like scary games at all. Not that BioShock is like super scary, but I didn't play anything like that until BioShock. And BioShock kind of opened my eyes to a new gaming genre. So I think, yeah, BioShock deserves some honorable mentions for me. Let's see, what else? I mean, the original Super Mario World, how do you forget that? I mean, how do I forget that game? I mean, that was huge. That's a huge part of my gaming history, too. Kind of really my first, and probably most people's first real multiplayer experience probably has to do with Super Mario, right? I mean, that was kind of my first foray. And I remember I playing with my cousin, going to his house and staying up all night playing Super Mario World. We knew all the secrets and everything, and it just was a huge part of kind of my gaming makeup. And then outside of video games, stuff D&D was another huge part of my life. Kind of like being like the outcast kid and like having, having lots of friends, but they were all like the uncool kids, and we all played D&D together at like we go on trips and stuff, and even at school sometimes, and this is a game that kind of shaped things that I like and things that I don't like. Yeah, so that's mine. Go ahead and tell me your games down in the comments. Your favorite games. The next one of these I do, the audio is gonna be fixed. But I think I want to talk about next time. There were some questions raised in the last video about the Marvel Cinematic Universe versus like the possibility of DC movies, and I think I want to talk about that the next time I make one of these, because that's I have some ideas, some thoughts on that. Anyways, yeah, okay. So this match is almost wrapping up, and I got a few more little clicks here before we're done. So. Remember, guys, that this kind of series, the whole point is to kind of get to know you and get to talk about my life and things. So, again, guys, I'm an open book for the most part. go ahead and ask me. I don't know why I ran into that. I'm an idiot. Go ahead and ask me, things that you kind of always want to know, or any burning questions that you have, um, and I will be sure to try to answer them. You guys are incredible. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I like it. I think it's a fun time. I like to just ramble, and so yeah, I'll see you guys next time with better audio. And like I said, leave your comments down below what you want to hear me talk about next time, questions you have. You guys are awesome. I love your faces, and I'll see you soon.